Okay, so this is a public hearing. We'll now take testimony on the Upper Afton Road project. First, anyone wishing to be heard in opposition?
I'm here tonight to oppose this plan of bicycle lanes.
It would inconvenience myself, my husband, and many of my neighbors. It would make quite a bit of a hike for anybody who would have to park a block and a half away.
We estimated there to be 257 parking spaces and an average of 8.6 cars parked, so that equates to 3% parking utilization.
We have 3 children who have children of their own that are small. They'd have to park a block and a half away and walk up to our house. For one, it takes the value down on my home. Who's gonna buy a house there when you can't park on the street?
But I certainly agree with people about taxpayers losing their parking spots.
I pay property or taxes on my property.
I pay taxes, and I won't have the right to park on my street.
I pay taxes. I hate to see money like that just get spent.
I mean, we've been paying taxes for years, and we need our parking spots.
I've lived there for almost 30 years. I've paid taxes. I'm not willing to share the parking that's in front of my house with, the people across the street because they can't park.
The city and county both talk about equity. Valuing the storage of private property on public roads over safe travel for all actively works against equity.
I know the tax thing has been brought up. You pay taxes on your car, you pay taxes on your property, you pay taxes on street maintenance, all that stuff. I also pay taxes or license on my car, my motorcycle. I got a 4-wheeler, which I paid license on that and everything to keep that legal. Yet I can't drive that on the street. It's got headlights, taillights, blinkers, you can add that. It's got a horn. Why can't that be on the street, yet you're putting a bike out on the street?
And we're on the south side of the street, so we won't be losing ours. But there's a lot more parking utilization than is reflected in your study.
We estimated there to be 257 parking spaces and an average of 8.6 cars parked, so that equates to 3% parking utilization.
Because there's people parked on both sides of our street all the time. If we lose the parking on one side, and cars are going to be parking in front of our house. We're lucky enough now to have a RV later on in life.
So, when did you get the tenement on wheels?
Oh, that's an RV.
And every year I got to bring it up, park it in front of the house, and get it all ready to go.
Shitter was full!
Well, if this bike lane goes in, next time I got to bring it up, there might be cars parked there, so another inconvenience.
It's a good-looking vehicle, ain't it?
Yeah, it's so nice parked in the driveway.
Some of our people that live across the street have 3 and 4 cars. And, where's everybody going to park? You're just going to be causing a lot of animosity between the neighbors and the neighborhood.
257 parking spaces and an average of 8.6 cars parked.
On the second one from the corner, the house on the corner, there is a bus stop. That's 80 feet you're supposed to be back. That's 20 feet into my property or in front of my house, plus another 21 of my driveway. So I'm down to 19 feet. I have a truck that's 18 feet. So I can only get one vehicle in front of my house. I got my truck, my son's, my daughter's, and then my husband. That's 4 vehicles. Where are we supposed to put these? Across the street is rental property. They got duplex, 2 of them side by side, multi-vehicles. I told my husband before I even heard any of this that somebody's going to end up getting killed on this street sometime this year. Now, if you end up putting this bike lane in both sides and eliminating parking, it is going to happen. I can guarantee it.
Better run! And I'm not opposed to one bike lane, but I am opposed to losing parking on my street.
Yes, I generally support bike lanes. However, I do not support this proposal.
I love to bicycle, and I love to bicycle in designated areas because they are safe. However, I do not like the idea of removing parking on both sides of our street.
Like I said, I'm not opposed to a bike lane. It'd probably be safer for the bikers to have a bike lane.
When I grew up, I was told to stay out of the streets, riding my bike.
You know, you talk about the safety of having a bike lane. Upper Afton Road is an extremely busy street. You know, you're going to let your kids, drive or ride their bikes on the street in that bike path.
It's going to restrict people that want to have garage sales. There's lots of people that park out in front of, our houses. It's going to restrict people who want to have parties, graduation parties. There's no other place to park.
We have driveways, but not enough to accommodate family or friends coming over. And we host the 4th of July and Christmas. So it would be quite a burden on us.
The most bikes I see are on the back of cars, and they're being brought to the bike trails and ridden, not ridden on the bike to the bike trails.
We'll take away your parking, we'll screw up your street. Basically, it was by the county and District 1, it was basically, we're shoving this down your throat. If you don't like it, shut up. And I really took offense to that.